So now let's start this essential one, authentication measures. First is the authentications and security. So for the security, this picture just show that we have the signals inside of our company, and by that signal maybe penetrate the walls, go to the outside. Our neighbors, maybe the passerbys, they may connect to our network, and also if we did not do any encryptions, our data may be captured by the hackers or other illegal users through the Wi-Fi. They connect our Wi-Fi and they will have raise a security threat to our network. So to make this wireless network be more secure, so we can have the following. We can use the following ways. First is authentication. Just use the most security way to the authentication, and also we can encrypt the data. When the data transfer forward, we always do the encryptations, and also the data integrating, check it, make sure that our data received, when we set the receive or that we receive the data, we need to check this the data integrated. So this is the three ways we can make the wireless network secure. For the Wi-Fi authentication, we have the different levels for regarding the securities. For example, you just have SSID. This is the open SSID, non authentication. The security level is low, right? Also, the data from this controller, from your app, from your phones to the AP is not be encrypted. It's not be encrypted even yeah, it's not just not encrypted in the, if there's the captures, they capture all the data and we read what the, it's not the content, because usually we have the encryption of the other levels for the applications. The applications, they also have their measures for the, for example, you see the other like for example, we use the messengers. They have their own way to do the encryptions. And for the web authentications, the security level is also low. Why? Because the web authentication is a layer 3 authentication. Before user finish authentication, they already get the IP address. They already have some permission, it already can access our network a little bit, right? And also the data is not being encrypted in the web authentication. And also we have the WPA personal and WPA enterprise. Personal is just password. Actually, this one is the security level is medium because they have the password, they have the authentication. It has the encryption also, just not that strong. And also the highest one is enterprise. Sorry, so continue. So for the WPA enterprise, this security level is high, and this one is usually be used for the staff. Now let's see the authentication measures. Here is the authentication measures that Sundray supports. We see that we have the more than 20 plus way to do the authentications. The authentication, for example, we have like for the enterprise, we can use local users. Also, we can do the integration with the external servers like the Redius, LDAP servers. Even the LDAP servers, we can do the integration with the Windows 80 domain and use the.
Hi, Gabin. You didn't show your screen.
Yes.
Let's see your screen. Can you share it again, please?
Okay. Let's check. Oh, sorry. Cannot see my screen, right?
No. There you go. It's already shared.
So when have you seen this page? Have you seen this page? Authentication and security. Have you
Yeah,
seen
that's the
before?
last space that we see.
Okay. Thank
Right.
Something I say, then I want to help you.
Okay, so this is the method we support. For the external servers, we support LDAP servers. MDQ, this one not in here, not used in here, because this is the enterprise working apps like the DTalk and the WeChat Enterprise and MO. That is in the usually the channel. So and also, but we can do the integration with the MySecure, secure servers and oracles. This is enterprise authentication, and also we can do the open web user account authentication for the local users, and also same this kind of user database. And for these the guests, we can support like short message, WeChat, mini app authentication. This one usually based in China, and ARP authentication, QR code, and free authentication. So this is for the guest, and also the others like yeah, PSK, and also we can work it as the portal collide and do the integration with external portal servers, and also provide the portal servers to external to other devices. So now let's see the a recommendation for the different type of the users. Here we just have like what two type. One's for staff, one's for the guest. For staff, we can have like recommend authentication method is the WPA, personal, and a web account, and the WP enterprise. Because for staff, we are more focused on the security, and also they have the higher requirement about the network availability, and also the user is fixed, just like our staff, so we can create an account for each users. But for the guest, we prefer to use like open authentications, sometimes open or web guest, because for the guest we want to use the very flexible authentications. We don't have the yearly it's hard for to create the accounts for each guest. So for the PSK and OpenSK, I think is very easy to understand. So it can be used just the password. PSK have the two encryption methods, AES and TKIP. So that's all. And for the web authentications, how does it works? How does the web authentication works? So here you can have explanation. First, when our stations connect to the Wi-Fi, the station will try to access a certain domain at the initial DNS request. So this one is very important. We need to understand this one very well. That's why in the we configure open web authentication, we need to have a pre-authentication rule along the DNS. Because for the stations, first they need to have set out this DNS request first. If this station keeps silence, just when you connect Wi-Fi, they don't do anything. the portal page cannot pop up automatically. So that's the explanation that why some terminals cannot pop up the portal page automatically, because you guys say the initiation of this domain visit is started from the station. So station have this first need to initiate this DNS request. So when this data go into the when the DNS server give the reply, the station got the IP address of this domain. So it have 30 HTTP or HTTPS request. So for this request, we will redirect it to the this request will be interpreted by our controller, and our controller will redirect it to our portal page by setting a 302 reply. 302 reply, actually this is a standard reply. If you want to learn more, you can just search in the website what is the 302 reply in this kind of the communication. So they will be, after this, it will be redirect to our portal page as well. So in the portal page, the terminal, the client will see the username, see the box needed to input the username, the password. So they input these informations. Our controller do the double checking. After the checking, if this successfully, we just return this successfully authenticate, and then you can log in. At the same time, the user's rule will be changed from the pre-authentication rule to the post-authentication rule. For example, this is a teacher. When they connected, before it's a pre-authentication, is a secure Wi-Fi. After that, it will be moved to a rule of the teachers. So they can visit like lots of the websites, lots of the applications, no time limitations. But if it is a student, so when they connected, they have the secure Wi-Fi and only allow DNS. And then after that, they input their username and password, finish authentication, we got a new rule. This rule, the student have a rule that just like the only 3 hours per day, 4 hours per day. Some websites not allowed to visit. So that is the web authentication and the rule assignment. So here is something we need to clarify about the web authentication rule. Web authentication first, regarding the web authentication process, which one is first, connection or the authentication? For this web authentication, first is connection. That's why we say it's not secure in some way, because first you need to do the connection. You need to get the IP address. You build up the connection. You can set the DNS request. You can set the HTTP request or HTTP. After all the connection build up, you are starting to do the authentication. You started to do the authentication. So connection first, the layers real authentication or the web authentication. And for the web authentication in the Sundray, we divide it to the two authentication methods. One is the user authentication. The user authentication is for the staffs. We can create the username, password, username, password inside our controllers, because we know we can give the username to each users. Also, we can like for the user authentication, we also support like a short message approved account. In our controller, we just input the phone number of each employees. When they connected our right fan, they can register their own name. They can register their own name. In the future, when they log in, they can use this username, the password, register by themselves. But first, we need to input their phone number first, and also the email. This with email active account. Later we can see we have detailed explanation about that. And another one is for the guest. For the guest is more flexible. We can use it like social medias and short message, QR code. This just for the flexible and convenient. Convenient. So first, let's see the user authentications. For the user authentications, like local users, external users, use enterprise, and mm, web authentications. Uh, Sorry, here's the for the user authentication here. I haven't changed the picture because right now I don't have that this English picture. Because I'm not accessible to the demo units right now. So I just use this Chinese version. So here the user authentication is just when you connect it to our Wi-Fi, they have the photo page. In the photo page, input the username, the password. This username you created inside of the controller, or you can have the from other external servers. This is the uh, account can be activated by the short message or the email. That's mean when you, for example, this account by the email. So when we do the registration, when we do the registration, our IT manager do the registration for all the employees. We input their emails or maybe their just names. So when the first time when they log in, they can, if the IT manager haven't input the email, they can submit their email first, and then in the future, if you forget the password, they can find the password through their email. So for the local users, we can create the local username, the password. Also, can create the account activated by short message or the email. So here's the email. We can just put the name. For example, we have our employee name is Jack. We just put the Jack, and when at the password we just 1 2 3 4, and then we tell the Jack that your username is Jack and your password 1 2 3 4. And in the office, everyone's username is the same. So when they log in, when the Jack log in, first thing page is password, and also you need to input this email. So in the future, you can find his, if he forget his password, he just find back, and our controller will send an email to the Jack's and the Jack will know that password. So here we know that for the controllers, we needed to enable this mail service. Mail service no need license. You just follow the, if you are using the Gmail, you use the Gmails can be reached. If you add their email, you just add their email. And also this account can be activated by the short message. Short message is like how we do this kind of the just when you see this one, when we create the account, we just input the phone number of our employees. For example, the Tom, we just put the Tom's phone number here. So when the Tom log in, connect our Wi-Fi, and they need to input their phone number, and they give a verifier code. And after the verifier code, it will you can register account. He can register account by themselves or improve. So in the future, they can log in through that name, or you can through this phone number. Here's the configuration. So for the user authentication, we just create SSID and choose the authentication. We just here user or guest authentication. We just choose the user authentication. Pre authentication, we just choose the secure rule, and then we can use the for the users. We can defaultly that use the local users. If you want to use the external users, you can configure the external servers. And also in advanced setting, Here, if you want, after finish authentication, you want to redirect user to specific websites, you can put the website here. And also for the device ID, and also you can allow the concurrent device per account in the device identity. So the configuration is in here. So in the user authentication here, you can create the username and the password. So for the enterprise authentication, that is like when we connect the Wi-Fi, here, let you put the username and the password. Let you put the username and the password here. So this is enterprise. So this is no portal page. So this is why we say it's more important, because this is why that like if you don't have the username and the password, I will not build up the connection with you. This one is authentication first and the connection first. Authentication first, and the next is the connection. So that's why we say that enterprise is more security. Actually, it can be the most security method for the current, compared with other like PSK web authentications. This one is mostly the security one. So for the configurations, you can use the users just in the same as the local users in the authentication centers. There has the user authentication, just created a user in there, or they can use the users in the external OSINT servers, just and the reader servers like that. And then is about the configuration about we just choose the authentication and the enterprise. And then if you want to use the external servers, we choose that server. So here is the architecture of this 802.1x authentication. In here we have the client, we have the access device. Access device is our controller. Our controller can be the server by itself. Also, we can have external servers. So Sundray, our controller also can do the integration with the following servers. And we already see that in that table. So this is the servers we support for the external data user database. So here is the guest authentications. Now let's see the guest authentications configuration. First one is the short message authentications. You just have the verifier code, and then you got the internet connection. The advantage for these solutions, you can get the information, phone number of our client, and also in some ways like a faster way to do the authentication. The user no need to asking to use the user account, a guest account, just use their phone number. So in the future, we also can use this phone number for the marketing push. So this is also an advantage of this solution. For the short message configuration, we just first we create the guest authentication. In the authentication centers, we go to the guest authentication. In the guest authentication, we choose this short message, SMS, and then we need to enable this SM service. For this SM service, we need to find a specific SM gateway. If you find that gateway, usually in that gateway, they will give you your API. So how we can do the configuration. For the configuration, if you use the HTTP, you use the post, use the gate method, they will give you the link, the format. So you can just follow their API and do make sure that when you input the phone number, you can get the verifier code. And then you create the SSID and use this authentication. The QR code. For the QR code is like this one can be used in the office, like for some company. You are the guest, we have a guest in a company. When they come here, we want to know their information, like this information, like want to know their name, their phone number, their company, and yeah, their purpose. So we want to know these kind of things from our guests. So when they can come here, they will connect their Wi-Fi and they input these informations. They will have a QR code on their phone. So for as a employee in this company, I have the right, I have the permission to scan the QR code. After scanning the QR code, I check out that this is the this is Jackson and the phone number is like this one, and he's come from the company, yeah, and then I think from which company, and they come here to pick up the units. So I just click OK, and then I chose that this is our like the normal client. I give it the rule. This is our normal guest, ordinary guest. Yeah, ordinary guest. It can be used our Wi-Fi for 2 hours. So after this, they have the internet. So this already approved. So this is secure code approved authentication. So when we do the configuration, we in the QR code authentication here, and then we create the like verified by whom the rules. For example, this is the we can choose the rule of the approver. So we can choose like the receptionist can do the approve, and also some engineers department can do the approve, and also sales department can do the approve. But the others like the maybe the financial persons are not allowed to approve the guest. So we can choose the rules that have this permission to approve the guest access. And after this, we also can configure the policy. For example, after I create, here you also have the create the validated connection of this guest. The guest can be connected for the 1 day, 2 day, hours, and also the for the users after the for the guest after they approve what is their rule, like the ordinary guest, VIP guest. So we can give their different rule for the guest. And also for the question, we can customize because the defaultly we have two questions. One question is a name, another question is phone number. If we want to get other informations like the companies, we can input the company. And another question like the what the activities, purpose. So we also can input. So this is how we configure the QR code approve, just the setup SSID, and they use that QR code authentication methods. So their guest account, this one is easy to understand. For this guest account, we create the guest account in our controllers, and we use this guest account to log in. So this is where we create the account. We go into the authentication centers, user, we choose the guest. In the guest, we create the user name. We create the user and the name. And also we can configure its valid time. For example, this user valid for 1 day, 2 day, or 2 hours. And also we can print this QR code, print this account in the QR code mode. So this can be more convenient. For example, we just all the QR code. If you want to make it more convenient, we just print this QR code. When the people come here, they connect the Wi-Fi, if they connect the Wi-Fi, they just scan this QR code. So they don't need to input the username and password manually. So they can log it automatically. Because this QR code, they already say that the password username. When the user's phone scans the QR code, they will, if they already connect to our network, it will finish the authentication automatically. Also the email is like when I input the email address, they get a verifier code from their email. It's like almost same with the short message. The difference just like this one, and no need to the short message gateway, because short message gateway, we know that is a third party service. We need to pay for the buy their package. or pay for a monthly or yearly. Just the additional cost. So also support the app authentication. For this app authentication is in the scenario like the clients want to push their what we have the new apps in the public area. They want people to download that app. So for this one, Sundray right now we can provide the cooperation with them if we have this kind of opportunity. Because this one, the whole process is like when the users connect our Wi-Fi, we will have this photo page. The photo page, they have a link for download the app. But after the download link, after the app finish the download and then finish the registration, we need to give our controller one message let us along this device. So that is the that so we can do the cooperation with there. But you can see that the app developers also need to cooperate with us. They need to have a specific design for this approve. For this talk after the registration, after they do the registration, they need to send a message to our controllers. And also we will support other social media applications like Facebook, Line, Instagram, and Microsoft. So for Twitters, for this one, today we will not use this one by one, and we have the menu for the this configurations. So if you have, we can set to you. And the next one is questionnaires. For the questionnaires, how we can push the questionnaires. The advantage of this solution is like automatically distribute the questionnaires compared with the paper versions is more convenient. And also because it's pushed by our Wi-Fi, so different users, we can push the different questionnaire, different place with distribute the different questionnaire. So this is more like intelligent. And also we can do the filter for the some survey result. If we answer the question after our survey, we see 2 minutes, we see 3 seconds. This means it doesn't check all the questions, just click. So for this one, we can think this is the invalid or invalid. You can consider it as invalid data questionnaire result. We will not consider it in our uh, result analysis result. So also our control can do the automatically statics because sometimes when we do the service, it's not automatically. We needed to analyze what the result actually is the headache. For example, when we go into this restaurant, we go to the restaurant, they give us a survey sheet. After we answered, I'm adopt that if they have someone to calculate how many people like the food, what is the suggestions, that costs lots of time. But with this one, with our controllers, this questionnaire, we can do the automatically analysis. Later, we can see the result. So how we can do the configurations? So first, we in the marketing centers. Here's the things that before this is called marketing center, but right now this name changed to the data analysis centers. So it's not only for the marketing, you also do the data analysis. So right now it's called data analysis centers. In there you have the management and you find the questionnaire management. In the questionnaire management, here you can create the questions. First, before you create question, you need to create a database. For example, the question for the teachers, the question for the students, the question for the holidays, the question for the COVID ID-19. So you can create different database. So for this one, you can create 1,000 question database. And each database, you can have the 100 questions. If you have questions more than 100, we can do the customization. Here, So you need to enable the questionnaire configuration in the portal page. Because before, if you already configured, you just think that we can push the portal page. Just in the same place, you find that portal page and enable its questionnaire function. So in here, you chose the question you want. Here you can relate these two questions. You have the basic question. This is just example. You can add the basic questions. Basic question like, for example, we have a sports game in the school, and we need to ask a suggestion from teachers and students. So the basic question we can say that, are you a teacher or student? So if for this, based on the answer of this general question or basic questions, based on the answer of these questions, if this thing is the teachers, we have another questions for the teachers. If they are students, we have another questions for the students. So here we cite that according to this rule, we distribute different database. So here is another policies like quality control time. If the answer the question we see 1 minute, we see 1 second, we consider is an invalid, meaningless survey result. And delivery of questions, every time delivery is 3 questions, delivery schedule, like we only deliver this question either in the a new time during the launch, or the other time we will not deliver the questions. And also last step is you create a SSID, and for this SSID you use this portal page. And make sure you use this portal page for the SSID. So after this, you will have a SSID that when you connect it, you can have the portal page. And with this portal page, after the portal page, you got the statistics, our controllers, statistic, overall statistics, like for how many persons approve this idea, how many people don't like this idea, this kind of overall analysis or statistics. And then for the specific users, you can go to the response. For each users, you can check what the answer they chose. They chose what kind of these answers. So this is all for today.